In our last module, we talked about the Ivy curve. In this particular module, we are going to consider 3 points that are very important when you are talking about the Ivy curve. You can see this diagram is clearly labeled point A, point B, point C, point D, and point E. We want to take a closer look at each of the points. So when you are talking about the Ivy curve, there are 3 points that you have to take cognizance of. There includes the maximum power points. The maximum power points you can see here. We will talk about what the maximum power point is. And when you are talking, this is the point A. And when you are talking about the maximum power point, it is the maximum power that your solar panel will produce. If you turn to the nameplate of any solar panel, you see that the solar panel is rated in watts. And we know that power is always equal to IV. So your maximum power point is always the point at which your solar panel will produce the highest power if the solar panel is subjected to the standard test condition that we talked about before. But we said that that condition might not be reached in an open field. So this is your point A on this graph, and your point A is a combination of 2 points: the voltage at maximum power and the current at maximum power. I've already said that the maximum power is IV. So for you to have your maximum power, there must be a maximum current and there must be a maximum voltage that the solar panel will reach when they are exposed to the sun. And when you have your maximum voltage at that particular point and you have a maximum current at that instant, if you multiply the two figures, that will give you your maximum power. This is what we are having on the graph. That is your point A, and you have your open circuit voltage. We will talk about the open circuit voltage when considering any solar panel. You can see we are done with point A, point B, and point C. Then you can see point D here is open circuit voltage. Before now, I made mention of open circuit voltage. We will consider the open circuit voltage in detail. What I said before now is that your open circuit voltage is the voltage that your solar panel will have when it is not connected to any load. So we will talk about the open circuit voltage. The essence of this is so that when you look at the solar panel, you know exactly what each of the parameter on the nameplate depicts. So this is your point D on the Ivy curve, and we have the short circuit current, which is this point. then those are 3 points that are very, very important when you are considering the IV curve of any solar panel. So it's paramount you understand how this IV curve came about. And when you understand the IV curve, that it was conducted in it wasn't conducted in an open field, rather, it was conducted in a laboratory under standard test condition, which we have already listed before now. You get to understand or appreciate the information that is on any solar nameplate. And if you go to buy your solar panel, you go there with your multimeter. We have already elaborated on ways that you can use to know that, okay, this solar panel is not a fake solar panel. This solar panel, with what I have on the nameplate here, if I test it with my multimeter, apart from the physical examination of examining the cells and examining the solar panel nameplate, if I test this solar panel with my multimeter and I'm able to arrive at the figures or the data that I'm having here on the solar nameplate, that gives you an impression of how original that solar panel is, because the nameplate had not been manipulated. It will give you a value very close to what the manufacturers printed on the nameplate. But the reverse is the case. If you test, depending, we are saying these parameters, if you expose the solar panel in an open field, you might not really have exact values that are on the nameplate, because those values that you are seeing, they were conducted under standard test condition. But if you vary the condition, you might not likely have the exact value that is on the nameplate. But you use your judgment, to ascertain the originality of such a solar panel when you finish testing it with your multimeter. And don't fail to understand that P is equal to IV, because this is the formula we are going to make use of when we are doing most of the calculation when solar energy or power generation is concerned, because it's always P is equal to IV, where P is power, I is current, and V is